Hello and welcome to Project 5P. Have you ever just really poured your heart out to someone and let them know what you're going through or things that you're dealing with, and then at the end of it had them give you some cliche response and just move on? Or God forbid, have you been the one to do that? You know, somebody opens up to you, or whether they open up to you or not, you see somebody or know somebody in need, and you just give them a cliche response like, oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, that must be rough, or I'll be praying for you, or my favorite, let me know if you need anything. I'm gonna share a couple stories and verses first before I get into it. Luke 10:30, starting in 10:30 anyway. We all know the story, the Good Samaritan, right? Jesus replied, a man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among robbers who stripped him and beat him and departed, leaving him for dead, or leaving him half dead. Now by chance a priest was going down that road, and when he saw him, he passed on the other side. So he sees the person in need and he's like, oh, I'm just gonna go over here and pretend I don't see that, because if I see it, if I acknowledge it, then that kind of puts some responsibility on me to do something. So I'm just gonna turn my head, pretend I don't realize it, and go along my way. So likewise, a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by on the other side. So here's Jesus giving this story, talking to Jewish people, telling them about these two different categories of Jewish people that just ignored this guy hurting on the side of the road. Then he goes on, but a Samaritan, and the story would have it, if you don't already know, that Jews and Samaritans back there were like oil and water, right? They didn't get along, didn't think very highly of each other. So I'm sure when Jesus started this story, and then he says, but a Samaritan, they're probably like, the people he's speaking to were probably, rolling their eyes and like, oh gosh, a Samaritan. Yeah, tell us what the Samaritan did. He was probably the worst of them all. But he says, but a Samaritan, as he journeyed, came to where this man was hurt. And when he saw him, he had compassion on him. He went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. Then he set him on his own animal and brought him to an inn and took care of him. And the next day he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper, saying, take care of him. And whatever more you spend, in other words, whatever more you have to invest to take care of him, I will repay you when I come back. Then Jesus asks, which of these 3 do you think proved to be a neighbor to the man who fell among the robbers? He said, the one who showed mercy. And Jesus said to him, you go and do likewise. See, what I don't see in that story is I don't see the Samaritan walking down the street and the injured man crying out, oh, please help me. Hey, please help me. Will you give me some wine? I'm very, very hurt. Will you bind up my wounds? Will you let me sit on your donkey? Will you take me somewhere and take care of me? He didn't say all that. But what we do a lot of times in our walk, let me know if you need anything. We see somebody hurting, we see somebody in pain, and we put the responsibility back on them. Let me know if you need anything. That way we can, wash our hands of it and say, well, I offered to help. He hasn't told me that he needs help. He hasn't asked for anything specific. They didn't ask for my help. They didn't. I mean, I've told them I'm here if they need anything, and they haven't spoken up. They haven't said anything. I don't see that in this story. I don't see that example. I don't see the Samaritan walking down the street, this example that Jesus said that we should follow. I don't see him walking down the street and being like, oh man, that looks painful. Man, I'm sorry this happened to you. Sorry to hear that. What happened? Oh man, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's horrible. I'll be praying for you. Let me know if you need anything. All right, see ya. Not the way the story went. But yet that's how we treat people. We want to pretend like we're doing some noble deed by saying, oh, I'll pray for you. Or, yeah, let me know if you need anything. Oh, I'm here for you. Are you really? Then do something. Samaritan didn't have to be told what to do. Man on the side of the road didn't have to ask and give him step-by-step instructions on how to help. He just did it. He didn't get to the hotel, to the inn, and put him in there and be like, all right, let me know if you need anything else. I mean, this guy went the extra mile. Really, as a side note, there is no such thing as going the extra mile, because the extra mile is just what's expected anyway. The other verses, that's a talk for another time, but this guy did, this Samaritan, everything to take care of this guy, and told the innkeeper, all right, man, if he needs any help, you should help him out. No, I'm taking the responsibility. I gotta go. Here's money. Take care of him. This should cover his expenses. If it doesn't, when I come back, I'll give you more. We don't do that. People don't do that anymore. James 2:14. Starting in James 2:14, what good is it, my brothers, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can that faith save him? If a brother or sister is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, and one of you says to them, go in peace, be warmed and filled, without giving them the things needed for the body, what good is that? So also faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. You believe that God is one? You do well. Even the demons believe and shudder. Do you want to be shown, you foolish person, that faith apart from works is useless? We want to say we have faith and that we're, believers or Christians or whatnot because, well, I believe in God. So what? The demons believe, it says. What good are you to say, if you see somebody in need? Again, this verse doesn't say, what good is it, my brothers, if someone comes and asks you for help and you don't help them. There's another verse for that. But if somebody begs you and says, I need this, 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 and this, please do this, 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 and this for me, and you don't do it. No. If a brother or sister is poorly clothed and one of you says to them, it doesn't say that they even asked for help. You see them in need and you say, go in peace, be warmed. Go in peace, brother. I'm sorry you're going through that. I'm going to pray for you. Go in peace and be warm. And you don't help the person? What good is it? Faith without works is dead. Your faith is meaningless if you have no works to back it up. James 4:17, so whoever knows the right thing to do, but fails to do it, to him it is sin. You might think, well, I have faith, and well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do to help that person. I told him, I'm just let me know if you need anything. So I put the ball in their court. You know. Look at what the person needs. The person opens up to you, or maybe they have a loss in their family. Maybe somebody passed away, and they're just hurting, and they're alone. They feel alone. Go pick them up. Go spend time with them. You know that the problem is loneliness. You know the problem is I miss this person. Not, hey, let me know if you need anything, or hey, if you want, to ever hang out, just let me know. go over there and pick the person up. Go over there and just say, hey, I'm going to come over and just sit with you. You don't got to talk if you don't want. I'm here to talk. If you want, I'm just here to just be with you. Just spend time with you. Just sit with you. I'm going to be with you. I'll come. Or you don't want to be in the house reminds them of their deceased loved one or what, maybe. I'm going to come pick you up and bring you over for dinner. Not, hey, if you ever want to come over, let me know. No. Initiative. Be the doer. And if you don't do it, because you do know, you might say, I don't know, we say that, sometimes like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to help. Do something. You recognize need. You do know. If you just pray, God, show me what I can do for this person, I guarantee you he's going to show you. And if you don't, it's sin. For him that knows to do the right thing and doesn't do it, to him it is sin. Another verse, Proverbs 3:28. Do not say to your neighbor, go and come again tomorrow when you have it with you today. You have the means of meeting someone's needs. Stop procrastinating or postponing it, or be like, yeah, I'll get that to you. They have a need, meet it. John 1, or 1 John 3:16. By this we know love, that he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers. But if anyone has the world's goods and sees his brother in need, yet closes his heart against him, how does God's love abide in him? Little children, let us not love in word or talk, but in deed and truth. Love is an action. For those that say love is a feeling or love is this and that, love is an action. What does it say? By this we know love, that he, Jesus, laid down his life for us. And we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers. How do we know he loved us? Because he said so? Because he said, I love you? Because he said, let me know if you need anything? No. Because he did an action. He laid down his life for us. What does it say at the end, towards the end? But if anyone has the world's good and sees his brother in need, not if anyone has any goods and his brother is begging for a need, or no, you see your brother in need. You see it. He doesn't need to come and ask you. Doesn't need to come and beg you. Doesn't need to say the right catchphrase. Doesn't need to be the one to call and reach out to you. The person in need, it's not on. Don't put the emphasis on them. Don't put the ball in their court. You meet the need. But if anyone has the world's goods and sees his brother in need, yet closes his heart against him, how does God's love abide in him? Well, because I love him. I love that brother. I feel for him. I really do love him. No, they're saying, how does God's love abide in you if you see him in need and you're not doing anything to meet the need? You're not doing anything to help him. Well, he didn't ask. Well, I told him I'm praying for him. I am doing that. Well, I told him that, if he needs anything, just to reach out. I don't see that anywhere. I don't see that anywhere in the scriptures. We got to do better. There was a situation a while back in my fellowship that I'm no longer at, that particular one, but there was an elderly couple who was moving, and everybody knew that the people were moving and that they were moving a specific weekend. I called the brother on that day and I said, hey, I'm gonna come over to help you move. What do you need? Do you need anything special? Any tools? Any, whatever, taking apart beds? I thought, who knows? Just what do you need besides manpower? And he said, well, I forget what he said, but I said, who else is there? And nobody was there. Nobody from and we have it was a small, supposedly, family fellowship. And I said, okay, bro, I'm gonna call you right back. I send out a mass text and call the rest of the brothers in the fellowship, and I'm like, hey, these guys are moving today. Why are we not there? Why is nobody there helping them? I thought just a given. I mean, that we should be there helping them. One of the guys responded back to me, the leader of that congregation, and said, or called me, I believe it was, and said, brother, you don't understand. I told him many times if he needed help, just to let us know. And it was kind of like a forehead slap moment. These are very humble people that don't want to inconvenience people. Elderly, trying to move. They're moving like halfway across the country, trying to pack up a truck with all their belongings. And the best you can do is, hey, if you need anything, let us know. You know, if you need any help, let us know. Of course they need help. They got no family in town. They have no resources. I mean, it's not like they're rich. They're not going to hire movers. They need manpower. They need help. I mean, that should be common sense. And it was very disappointing. So anyway, ended up getting everybody over there to help them move. But we need to stop with this let me know if you need anything crap. This was just yesterday or maybe the day before, I was driving down the freeway, and actually, you know what? I'm not going to share that. Maybe I shouldn't have even shared that other story. Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. I do not seek the praise and recognition of man, because then you've received your reward once you do that. So I'm not, let's just suffice it to say that I try to practice what I preach in this area. And there might be opportunities that I miss. I'm sure I don't get them all right. I'm sure I'm not on top of every, situation. But that should be our intent. That should be our desire. That should be where our efforts lie. That should be where our focus is. Not to take the easiest route out and be like, and maybe just send a text, hey, I'm here if you need anything. And that way we're like, oh, see, I did my good deed. I'm here. I'm making myself available. Look at me. Pat myself on the back. Put my little gold star on. We got to do better than that. Initiate. Your faith without works is dead. Nowhere in those Bible verses and those scriptures and those examples that I just gave do you hear the person that's in need having to go and pursue the help. It's always giving examples of you see someone in need, you see a need, you recognize a need, you know of a need, and you are to meet that need. And don't say, I don't know what the need is. Well, the person didn't even tell me. Well, you know that they lost their job. Well, I don't have a job. There's no way. I can't help them. Can you buy them some food? Can you can you fill up their car with gas so they can go looking for jobs? Can you, like I said, their mom died. Well, I can't bring their mom back to life. Yeah, but can you go spend time with them? Can you go pick them up and bring them over to your house? Can you go visit it? There's stuff you can do. Stop looking for the easiest way out. Anyway, rant over for now. We got to do better. Be the initiator, recognize need, and reach out and help people. And stop trying to take the easiest way out. If anybody's ever truly helped you, share this video with them, tag them, give them a thank you. Share this with your congregation, with people, your friends, so that you guys can up your game and tell them, this is the type of friend I want to be for you. Maybe I haven't been there. Maybe I haven't done that, but I want to. You know what? I had a very close friend. This has been not just years ago, probably decades ago now, who, when I was working for a church, working 80 plus hours a week, only making, I think, 125 bucks a week, barely scraping by. And one of the brothers from that church came and just randomly just dropped by, called, or I don't know if there was text at the time, I don't even remember back then, but I think called and said, hey, are you home? Okay, I'm gonna be there in 5 minutes. I didn't know what he was coming over for. Came over and brought all kinds of groceries just to be a blessing. And I had barely knew the guy at the time. Ended up becoming a very close friend, and over the years we spent tons of time together. Coincidentally enough, he's now kind of ghosted me and disappeared and been kind of MIA, even in situations where he knew that I was going through some stuff. But at the time anyway, very helpful, very amazing, made an impact in my life. It was an awesome thing. Go and do that. Go and do that, and I challenge you, after you do it, don't tell anybody. Don't post it on Facebook. Don't give yourselves, don't share it and be like, look what I did, so that you get recognition. Just do it. Be quiet about it. Help the person. And keep it between you and God and that other person. Please like and share. Share this video, like, comment, do all that YouTube stuff. Appreciate you guys. Get after it.